Okay, so I don't really sew anything. I decided to buy this chunky yarn because you can do it with your fingers and you don't need a crochet hook and you don't really need to know how to crochet to make this. I made this heart and this is my tiny one, but I want to make a bigger one. So I'm going to use this chunky yarn that I got from Walmart. It's size 6. I got this type of red. I don't know what the color is. Well, it doesn't say a color on here. Does it? Round pillow. Well, it doesn't say a color. But I also got this white chunky yarn, which doesn't have a color either. But it's from Walmart. It's cheaper than the other brands. That's why I bought it, because it is cheaper. And if you're starting off and you don't really know how to make anything, then this is probably the way you should start, or the way I started. So this is everything that you need. Okay, so there's two ways that you can take the yarn out. You can do this way, but then you're going to have to be going round and around and around, and I don't like that. So what you do is that you stick your hand in where the two ends are, and you kind of want to look for the yarn that's loose in there. And then that way it'll be easier, so you're not going around and around and around. Sometimes you can't really find it though. So if you can't find it, then just use the yarn that's on the outside, because that's probably easier for you. I'm going to keep looking. So, I don't know, I think I feel it. But I'm not sure. Is it in here? Maybe it's not in here. Oh, look. So you take out this like huge ball of it, and you see, here's the end of it. So, and then you just want to make sure that nothing is tangled up. And so now, here's one end, which was the one that went round and round. So I'm going to leave that over here. And then I would grab this end, the one that we just grabbed from the inside of the ball. Of the, right there. Okay, so now I'm going to do a chain loop. And I'm going to chain up 9. So this is going to be 1. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we're going to skip the first loop and we're going to go into the second. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you're going to turn it around and just leave the little loop on the top. And then 1, or the little string, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you want to make sure that you have connected so each one has a pair, so that one doesn't have a pair. So you're going to put another knot in the first one. And so now each one has one. And then let me pause my TV. I'm watching The Real Housewives. And then just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you should have 8. Okay, so now that you're done with that, you're going to now flip it over. And you're going to go into flip it over and go into every stitch that you just made. So then that would be 1 and 2, 3, you're just pulling the string out, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 on each side. So that's 8. You flip it over, leave the little string on top so it can hide once you're done. And you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have 8 on each side, and I'm just pulling the string. And then you're just going to be doing this the whole time. You're just going to repeat this. So now starting on the next row, you go 1, 2, go into every stitch you just did, 3, 4, just pull the string out, 5, and 6, 7, 8. So remember 8 on one side, and then flip over, put the little string on top, and then 8 on the next side, and then just keep going. Now flip again, and then hide the little string. So now here you can see that it's going up, and you can start increasing, and you can see that the little string has been hidden away now. And now you just go up your 8 stitches on one side and 8 on the other again. Just keep repeating that. So here I did one more row. Okay, so now I'm done. So now I'm gonna lay it flat, and I'm gonna count the rows. So once you count the rows, you should have 8 on one side. So there's 8, and then turn it around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 on both sides, and that's where I'm gonna stop. It should look like that all around. So we have this. So now we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna block this off. So we're only gonna do this half. We're only gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's half. So once you clip that off, you go in like you would normally. You flip it, you chain 1, and then 2, 3, 4, and stop once you get to the 4th one. You're gonna want to wait there because we're gonna do something different. So 2, 3, and 4, and then once you're done with that 4th chain, in between the last chain that you just did and the clip, you're gonna make a stitch right there in between, and you're gonna go up 1. So now instead of having 4, you have 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do the same thing on the other side, flip it, and in between the clip and the last stitch, you go up 1. So chain 1, and then normally 1, and then go up. So now you have 3, 4, and 5. So instead of having 4, you now have 5 on one side and 5 on the other side. So flip it. Now go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you flip it, and you go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and so now you're gonna pause, and now you're gonna count them. So you have 5 on one side, 5 on the other side. And now that 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5, you're gonna clip those together because you're not gonna be working on those anymore. So clip those off. You don't need 2 clips, you can use the same clip or you can use a hair clip. And then you just flip it and you go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you again have 4 on one side, and you're gonna flip it and you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, one more. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here I'm gonna be doing the last row. And you're still doing 4 on that side, and then flipping and doing 4 on the other side. Okay, so now I'm done, and I'm gonna measure it. It's about 6 inches on both sides. You can also fold it and see if it's good. So I just measure the yarn according to the heart. I just put it on top of the heart, and that's how I cut it. So just cut it, and now you can start sewing it together. So once I'm done with the yarn, I'm going to flip the heart over, and I'm gonna put the yarn in that first stitch, and then on that same side I'm going to stitch the other loop. Then I'm going to go across the other side, and I'm gonna put the yarn through those 2 stitches on the other side. So you're going one side, pulling through, then going to the other side, and pulling through, and then to the other side. Once you pull the string tightly, you want to pass it through into the heart. So pass the yarn into the heart, and with your other hand, pull it through. And you want it to go in front of that clip. So once you pull it through, make sure right there where I had the yellow clip, in front of those 2 stitches that we did, you want to have the string go right in front of those 2 stitches, because we do have to stitch those together. So stitch those 2 together, and once you stitch those together, you're going to pull it tightly and go into those 2 stitches. Once you pull the string through those other 2 stitches, you're going to pause, because you're going to now fill up your heart with the poly-fil. So now that I'm done making the heart a plushie, I'm going to go across those 2 first stitches that I made, and then stitching the other 2 stitches and pulling tightly. Once I'm done with the 2 stitches across, I go across the other side and I sew those 2 stitches. And so you're just going back and forth. So once you're done doing all your stitches, you want to pull the string tightly, and you want to hide the string in one of these stitches. Once you do that, you want to double knot the string to make sure that none of your work gets undone. So I did 2 knots. After I do the second knot, I pull tightly and I hide my string just in the stitches. And then whatever is left over, I cut. And then once I cut that, I hide the little tail. So once you hide that little tail and you're all done, you just want to push your little pillow, make sure it's all looks like a heart. And then I brought my little pink heart so you can see the little mini one and the bigger one, and that's what my little white, or my medium-sized white heart looks like. It's actually very soft and fluffy. The Walmart brand was really good, actually. Even though it's cheaper, it's amazing. And at the end, I just showed some pictures with the heart on my gaming chair. So I hope you enjoy it, and happy Valentine's Day.